Last week, we competed for $10,000 in the Memorial Day Open in Michigan, and it did not go very well for us. Here is a full recap of the event, of our trip, and of all the people that we were able to see over there. If you want to stay up to date for all of our bowling trips and to know when we go to different parts of the country, make sure to follow us on other socials. TikTok, Discord, and Instagram are going to be the best ways to be able to follow when we're going to different locations for different tournaments. But let's get right into the Memorial Day Open. So we were in Michigan for 5 days. For the first day of the tournament, I want to start with a motive test drive that we helped at Bowling IQ in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Shout out to Bowling IQ. They are one of the coolest pro shops I've ever been to. Make sure to go check them out if you're in the Detroit area. Kenny is a fantastic pro shop guy. They have a really good setup there. Highly, highly recommend. But we were able to throw 5 of the newest motive balls. We threw the Jackal Onyx, the Lethal Venom, Pride Rage. We threw the Evoke Hysteria and the Raptor Rush. And all of the balls looked really good, honestly. Like, I threw the Jackal Onyx, so that wasn't too big of a deal. I knew what that ball did. But overall, the highlight for me was really the Primal Rage. The Primal Rage was a really good, weaker but angular ball that was a perfect step down from the Hysteria. I honestly saw that the Raptor Rush into the Hysteria, into the Primal Rage was a really good 1-2-3 combo. Shout out everybody that we met there. You guys actually sold me out of chamois, which was kind of crazy. I didn't have any for the rest of the event. I think we met about 10 of you out there, so huge thank you to everybody who came up and said hi. Huge thank you to everybody that hung out and talked, had a conversation for a little bit. But let's get into the tournament. So the event ran from Friday through Sundays. Thursday was actually a content day. So huge shout out Theo from REX Bowling, from Rex Bowling. Make sure to go check them out. Link will be down in the description. But he was our host for the weekend. He was an amazing, amazing host. Really good dude. Has an awesome channel. Does a lot of really good things in bowling. Thursday, we made some content videos coming soon. We went to Hudsonville Lanes. That was an amazing place. Shout out Hudsonville Lanes. But then Friday came the event. So the event is in a really weird format. There are 10 different qualifying squads of 4 games each. The reason they do this is you are trying to put your score on a leaderboard because only the top 60 bowlers make it into Monday's match play. It's a single elimination head-to-head bracket for Monday. Only the top 60 bowlers in the 10 squads, and then 4 bowlers in a final Desperado squad. We'll talk about that later on. But you try to put your score on the leaderboard, and the pattern this year was tough. I'm going to have it over on the screen right now. It was 42 feet. You couldn't play the gutter at all. You couldn't play the gutter. You had to play a little deeper, but it was so flat and it never opened up. It's crazy to see a tournament pattern never really open up for you because in those 10 squads, they had fresh squads where they put out fresh oil, and then they had burn squads. Burn squads are where they don't put out fresh oil, so you're bowling on whatever the previous squad left for you. So for the first part, I actually bowled a sweeper event before the tournament on the fresh pattern. I ended up qualifying in that to win a free entry into the tournament. But getting into the tournament, I tried on fresh and I started with 140. It was rough. I tried urethane. Urethane was not in play for the righties. It was for the lefties because Cam Crow ended up whacking everybody for the entire event. But shout out Cam Crow. He bowled incredible the entire weekend. But then I tried urethane, didn't work. I tried a solid ball from right, did not work. I tried playing deeper, did not work. Nothing really looked good. The Jackal Onyx hooked too early. Some things that were shinier never hooked enough. So 140 into about a 170. And then I finally found a little bit of a pace actually with the Max Thrill Hybrid, and I ended 190, 230. So that was a really good finish to the squad. Gave me a little bit of confidence going into the burn squads in the following days. However, the burn squads were also weird. We started out with a Brunswick Vaporize for one of the squads. We actually threw it for 4 straight games, and it always seemed like we were close. It seemed like we had a good look with the Vaporize. The Vaporize is a weaker asymmetrical bowling ball, a little bit sharper down lane, as most of Brunswick's shiny stuff is nowadays. And it just sometimes was a little too squirrely. It would hook a little too much, or it would just not be enough, hook a little too early, and kind of puke when it hit the pins. So I went about minus 90 for 4 games in that squad, too. Moving on to squad number 3, we actually were lucky enough to bowl with Michael Davidson, PBA Pro. He broke the PBA scoring record earlier in the year using a Lethal Venom on a short pattern, and we were able to bowl with him, and we started out pretty okay. I think we shot 215 with a pocket 710, and then another split in there. He started 240, but the biggest problem with the tournament is you jumped 5 pairs per game. So you bowled on 1 pair and then you skipped 5 pairs, so 10 lanes in total, to find your next pair that you bowled on. So you had to bowl on different sides of the building the entire day, it seemed like. It was a 40-some lane center, so you didn't have to make a jump from a high end to a low end that often. But with you moving so much, the topography changed a bunch, and then the pattern never really opened up the entire time. Very, very interesting. Some of the balls of choice for that squad were really the 900 Global Origin. That was really good. And then the Storm Journey actually looked kind of good too. I have it pinned down. Looks pretty decent as a weaker Pearl Ball for me. But we ended up not doing very well. We did not cash. We bowled 3 times, failed 3 times. However, the cut number was 20 over. There were PBA pros there also. Cam Crow, as I mentioned, Michael Davidson, as I mentioned. We had a Frank Snodgrass sighting. We had Graham Foss shoot 300 for the event. We had Hope Gramley come in. We had a ton of amazing professionals that came and bowled, and the cut number was still only 20 over. That shows how difficult this tournament truly is. Huge shout out to everybody who made the cut at that tournament. It is not an easy one to make. So if you're in the Detroit area or even the Midwest area and you want to bowl for $10,000 and it's not that many games of bowling, you can make it to the finals with just 10-ish games of bowling, then I highly recommend checking out this event. It happens every Memorial Day. Shout out the entire group at Station 300 and everybody who ran the event there. It was an amazingly run event, one of the best run events I've ever been a part of. Huge shout out to them. Fantastic time over in Michigan. So huge thank you also to everybody that we met over there. We saw a lot of viewers. We had a lot of really nice comments that came through. Again, huge shout out to Theo and Rex Bowling. Go check them out. They are doing some really cool things over there, especially for the local community over in Grand Rapids. They're really putting Grand Rapids on the map for bowling. So they are doing incredible things. They have some awesome videos. Go check them out. But that was our entire event in Michigan. So we have a couple more cool bowling tournaments coming up across the country in the next couple of months. Let me know if you have any cool tournaments that you'd want me to come out to also. I'm trying to travel a little bit more for bowling, try to come see you guys, try to bowl for some decent amounts of money. So please let me know. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to drop a subscription and I will see you on the next one.